Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's me, Tad, and Carlos, who hates doing intros. Today we're going to be opening up the Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise Astrotrain in all his glory. I am so excited. Cannot wait. So if you're new here, go ahead and click on that upside down robot or the red subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. While you're doing that, click on the notification bell as well. That way you get notifications when I do post videos. I do post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So without further ado, let's zoom in and check this guy out. Alright guys, so here is our Astrotrain, still in the box. Now, not much has changed from the Siege packaging, aside from the pictures on the side and then the branding. If you're wondering if this Astrotrain is any different from the Siege version, there is zero difference. They are exactly the same figure. Only difference is the packaging is a little bit different, and then the inside map part is different. The Siege version did not come with that. The Earthrise does. So that is it. The pictures on the back are exactly the same. He has the same transformations. He's the same exact figure. No difference. So, anywho, without rambling on more about the package, let's go ahead and open him up. Alright, so here is his star map. As you can see, it is for Caminus. So that's cool. I love that they include this. This also makes a really nice backdrop for when you're posing your Transformers or taking pictures of them. I love to use that as a backdrop. It just fits really, really well. So here's our Astrotrain figure in robot mode. I think he looks absolutely amazing. I love his color scheme. I think they nailed the G1 look and feel of him. If you're not into that, totally get it. I am, so I love him. I think he's perfect. He's got fantastic detailing. I mean, all the different little details he has, I just think they did a really good job. He has his Decepticon symbols right here on his wings, on both sides. He's pretty poseable. He pivots at the waist. His knees bend. His legs move back, forward, side to side. His arms bend. He actually bends up one additional time. That's just part of the transformation, but it does allow him to get into some better poses. His head spins. It's on a small ball joint, so it does have some up and down motion. Not much, but it does spin completely around, if that's something that you're into. The backside, he's a very solid figure. I feel like he's filled out in this mode really, really well. I just think he looks really good. Now, he does come with the accessory piece. There is a way that you can attach this to him, and I will show you in just a sec. He also comes with 4 guns, and then a little missile thing. So, what I do like about this, all of his weapons store in here. I hate having loose weapons, so the fact that they included this to store his, his pieces, I think it was a really nice touch. As you can see, they all fit. They all have nice little pegs to plug into. So I just think that that's really, really nice. Like I said, I don't like having loose pieces around. So the fact that they included this is really nice. Now, I would have liked to have seen this actually become part of him permanently, not an accessory. Just because, again, it's a big chunky piece that you just have to kind of put off to the side if you're going to display him in robot mode. If you're going to display him in trade mode, there is a way for this to connect, but that is the only mode that this connects with cleanly. So this does actually connect to him, kind of like a backpack. I think it looks kind of ridiculous. I don't know why you would want to ruin the back of this figure with it. I will show you how that attaches. So you pull the legs off, you fold this piece down, rotate it, and then you attach it to his back. Now that makes him really back heavy, so what you do is you add on these pieces to his legs, which provides some additional stability, allowing him to stand up. Still kind of back heavy, but he does stand. Looks like he's leaning back because this weighs a lot. But it does store the guns. I'm not a fan of this. They tried. I guess it's better than nothing, but it didn't work for me. It just makes him too heavy. As you can see, he doesn't stand. And it also ruins his silhouette, which I'm big on a nice clean silhouette. So it's not the worst. There's definitely been some worse versions of him. So, you know, I'll take it for what it's worth. So let's go ahead and transform him. All right, so here he is in his spaceship mode. So as I say, for the most part, I do love the way he looks. I think he's a great figure overall. Everything tabs in really nicely. What I don't like is how this looks kind of unfinished. It's like, this looks so good right here, and then it just kind of stops. I don't know why they couldn't have used the pieces from this to kind of, you know, wrap around here to kind of finish that look off. I feel like as a leader class figure and at this price point, they could have easily done that. I don't know why they didn't. That's probably the worst part and my only complaint about this whole figure. Other than that, he's great. And even with that, I think he's great. So don't think that I'm a complainer or that I'm just complaining about the figure in general. No, I think he's great. I just think that at the price point that he was, being a leader class, we could have done something more with this. Because now we have him like this, with this random piece that doesn't belong anywhere, kind of off to the side. So I think that they could have just made that connect here somehow to kind of complete this overall look. And it just would have made a much better figure. But I do love him. I think he looks fantastic for the most part. So I love all the wear that they went with, which continues with the Siege line and then onto the Earthrise. I just think it looks so good. So he's got tons of pegs, as you guys can see. Now the instructions give you a layout that looks like this. However, you're more than welcome to plug these in any kind of configuration that you see fit. You know, you can plug these in up here to these other weapons to kind of create bigger, beefier missiles on top. You can switch these around however you want. Anyways, he's this spaceship of death, as you can see. So I'm still overall pleased with him. Now, this piece that's just kind of hanging around, it does become a base, and I will show you that. Alright, so the instructions do show you laying him down like this on the base, and that kind of gives him a way to display it in this mode without having this random piece kind of off to the side. You can display it here like so. Not bad, not horrible, but you can also display it in more of like a rocket launcher type mode, and that looks like this. So that looks kind of like this. Now I cannot get this piece to lay down flat. I think some other people have had the same problem. It's just because of this little piece at the bottom doesn't allow it to go flush, but that's no big deal. You can still peg in some weapons here if you'd like to make it more of like an assault base. Whatever, you know, you fancy. Now this in itself is not horrible either. It's a nice way to display him. It kind of gives you some pieces. These pieces do connect to other figures like Trypticon or any of the other bases that have these kind of connectors. So that's really cool that that's available. You can kind of connect this to the bigger city if you're doing a big scene. Still, I wish that they would have made a way for this to wrap around this mid portion just to make it a more smoother transition. So anywho, this is what we have. Again, a fantastic figure. So let's go ahead and take a look at him in his train mode, which is by far his best alt mode. So I think he looks the best in robot mode, but his train is a very, very close second. So here we go. All right, so here he is in his train mode. Again, probably one of the best modes that he has, and my favorite of all the previous versions of him. This train mode is my favorite. So I think that he looks really cool. He has all the typical stuff that we see on the engine cart. It just looks really, really clean, really great transformation, a lot of detail. He does roll very, very smoothly. I just think that he's a fantastic figure. The Decepticon symbols are very visible right here. He's got the gray accents with the mostly purple body. Very clean underside. Now, again, he does have the piece that connects to the back. It's right here. This connects straight back there to give him a more elongated view. Now, this would be not a caboose, but more like where they would store like the coal to power the engine. So that's kind of what that is. I just think it looks fantastic like this. It's the only way they incorporated this into a finished complete product that looks the best. So this is definitely my favorite mode. I'll be displaying him in robot mode, but I do like that this does connect. Now, again, you can attach your weapons wherever you like. You know, there are several pegs. There's pegs up top. There's pegs on the side. There's pegs here. You know, there's a peg right here. So, again, wherever you'd like to attach the weapons is completely up to you. You know, you make him the train of death, however you like. I think it's really cool. If you don't want to connect the pegs, you can still store them inside this piece. Fantastic option. I think he's really great. So, with that being said, I will show you how to transform him from this mode into his robot mode. So you're going to start with this piece. Flip it up, both sides. You can rotate this piece down and around on both sides. Okay. And you can separate right here. Okay. This inside here, if you can see, kind of folds down on both sides. You're going to push this piece up both sides. Pull these pieces out. Flip his nose cones around. And then you're going to push this piece down, straight down. Lock it in. And you can fold his legs out. Alright, and now what you're going to do here is you're going to actually, instead of going straight down, you're going to kind of pull out a bit and then lock it in. So, just ever so slightly. You don't need much. These are really pegged in there. Okay, so just down a little bit and then push it back in. Alright, now another really cool feature he has is the instructions show you displaying him like this. But you can also display these side panels straight up and down if that is how you'd like to do it. I personally think that this gives him a little bit more flair. You can see the purple right here just looks better, but he is pegged for both. So you can do either way you want. Dealer's choice. All right. Now we're going to fold these flaps out and then fold his wings completely back. We'll be lifting this piece up. Okay. Rotating this down and then kind of down at the same time while rotating his little thrusters down as well. You can push that in. All right, and his arms come down like this. They kind of lock in. Then you're going to bring his arms up and around. Pull his hands out. And then twist them around. Again, up and around. Pull his hand out. Okay, twist him around. Right. Now his ankles are jointed right here, so they can move down, which will allow you to get him into some really neat poses. If you'd like, I pose all of my figures, so I think that's really cool that he has those extra poses, so you can get him some really nice, you know, stances and poses and whatnot. His weapons do connect together, so if you want to make this blaster a little beefier, you can connect this to it on both sides, or one side, or no sides, to make it a really rad looking gun. I think it looks so cool. Kind of up to you to kind of do whatever you want. You know, it's your figure to play. So I'm probably going to keep one in his hand, maybe store the rest inside of his little extra piece. So there you have it. That is Astrotrain completely transformed. I think the instructions were really easy to follow, pretty straightforward. He actually transforms from robot mode to spaceship to train relatively smoothly. It's not overly complicated to go from one to the other, and I really, really like that. I feel like it's a really nice transformation. It feels really smooth. A lot of his joints are really tight, not a complaint. I like to keep them in poses, so that works out really well. I would prefer tight joints over loose joints. The only joint that was loose is his, you know, his knees right here, and that's only when the backpack is on. When the backpack is not on, he stays up just fine. So, anywho, that is it, guys, for this review. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, or if you found it useful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and click on that upside down robot and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And while you're at it, click on the notification bell. That way you get notifications when I post videos. I do post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If Transformers are not your thing, don't worry. I do open all sorts of toys. So go ahead and subscribe, and thank you so much. Bye.